So the life lesson is a shift in belief expands perceptions and alters the experience. And here's what happened for me, just one of many. So for years, I have played harp in chemo infusion units. Before I was diagnosed, I would play at different hospitals in their chemo infusion units. And I have a little baby harp that I take with me. Or sometimes I take this one. But anyway, I would literally sit there and I would think to myself, how can they sit there and just let that poison be just dumped into their bodies? And I was just judging the heck out of these people. Then I'm diagnosed. And I'm sitting in my oncologist's office, and I know her because she was part of our research development that we were doing with the Magic Mirror music. And so she kind of knew that I had this expanded perception, and she's this very strict research medical person. So she patiently sat there and listened to my rationale as to why I believed that I was diagnosed and how it was connected to everything that I, who knows, right? But I had the stories. They were feeling good. And she's like, okay, Camie, that's great. Now, can I share with you the science? And she tells me about the research studies, and she tells me about, what she feels is important for me to hear. And I'm like, okay. So I knew that my beliefs were not in alignment with my experience. I knew my beliefs were not in alignment with my choice. Because I knew that I was going to say yes to chemotherapy. And I knew that I thought it was poison. So how do I resolve that cognitive dissonance? How do I stay in my truth? How do I stay on this journey of learning how to love myself? How can I love myself if I believe I'm putting poison in my body? So that's, again, I'm just using this as my story. Everyone has their own situations, okay? So a friend of mine reminded me that the word sacrifice means to make holy. It comes from the Latin word sacere, S-A-C-R-E, sacere, to make holy. And something inside of me shifted. And I was able to see and to visualize how the chemotherapy entering my body would do what it needed to do, but also healthy cells would be sacrificed. And I realized, oh my gosh, the healthy cells are sacrificing themselves so that the new cells that come back into my body will be more in alignment with my new perspective of self-love. They will be born into a body now that is more loving inside. Because for years I was fighting myself. I wasn't listening to my body. I was ignoring it. I was cut off from my feelings. But now I had this opportunity, like chemotherapy in this very spiritual way, helped to accelerate my spiritual growth. It helped accelerate my journey of self-love. Because now all the cells would be the new cells would be in alignment with this new perspective, or this growing perspective. It's a moment by moment choice, but it was a growing awareness of self-love. And that helped me say yes. So that was a shift in belief that expanded my perception, and it altered my experience.